The decision on whether or not to microdose is a very personal decision. The fact that you're watching this video means that you've decided to step into something new and try microdosing. So congratulations on making that healthy choice for yourself. If you searched around the internet, you probably found that there's a lot of companies that offer the microdosing supplements in capsules. At Grow Your Own Thoughts, we don't do that. When you have to metabolize the capsule before the supplement itself is released into your system, that delays the onset of your microdose. Understanding that a microdose is a very small amount, we don't want to delay the onset. You want to get that dose all at one time. So at Grow Your Own Thoughts, we use just the ground powder of the mushroom itself. This is what's inside the capsule. We don't stack anything to it or mix it with anything else, but you want to use just the mushroom itself. Your microdose starts at 0.05 of a gram. This little spoon is 1/32 of a teaspoon. It measures by weight 0.05 of a gram, based on how we grind it here at Grow Your Own Thoughts. This is your starting dose. As you start microdosing, you're going to slowly increase that dose on a daily basis until you find the amount that is most helpful for you. Maybe it's 1 little scoop, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10. That's part of the journey in the first couple weeks of starting out microdosing. More mushroom is not better or worse though. Remember, we're just looking for what your brain needs. The fact that your brain might need a little more doesn't mean it's broken, just means it's really patterned. It's very rigid in the way that it thinks. Welcome to being a human being in modern day. So finding that dose is important. At Grow Your Own Thoughts, we want to make sure that you are able to do this as easily as possible. Using the powder feels a little bit different. The goal of the video today is to give you some ideas on how to take your supplement using nature as nature, but in some food or beverage items so that it's a little bit more palatable for you. One of the easiest ways to do that is with peanut butter. Peanut butter pretty much covers all flavors. You can use the peanut butter on its own and just get a spoonful of it, put your dose on top of it, and take it by mouth that way, or you can use it in a sandwich. Using it in a sandwich is a really easy way to do it because you're not going to taste the dose at all within that. So again, we have peanut butter and jelly in this one. You can do a ham and cheese sandwich if you want to. You can do avocado toast, or you can just do a bagel, maybe with a little bit of butter or cream cheese on top. Whatever it is that works for you and is easiest, remember, we're just putting a little dose in there. You're going to take it all in that first bite and then enjoy the rest of your sandwich. So peanut butter covers a lot of different flavors, but we have other options. Consider using yogurt. Yogurt is simple, as is applesauce. Both of these work really well. Using yogurt or applesauce is easy because you're just going to take 1 spoonful. Take a bite. Take your dose. Get it out of your powder packet that we're using for display purposes. Put your dose on your applesauce or your yogurt, and then you just eat that 1 bite. That makes it super simple. Easy way to do that. Honey is one of my favorite ways. I do the opposite with the honey though. With the honey, I put my little dose on the spoon first. So maybe it's 1 scoop, maybe it's 3, 5, maybe it's 10. You're going to find out what's most helpful to you. But you've got your dose on here. Now you take your honey, dribble it right on top, depending on how fast your honey wants to flow. Now you have the good tasting part on top. Flip that spoon over. Now you're going to taste the honey, but you're also going to get that microdose. If you don't want to do just a bite at a time, you can certainly mix it into your morning tea or coffee. Remember though, the powder is not crystalline in structure. It's not going to dissolve. So make sure that you stir it really well, or that you swirl your cup really well. Get the last of that powder out of there when you're finishing your drink. That way you're going to get the entire dose. Some people ask if they can put it into a smoothie. You can absolutely put it into a smoothie, but don't do it at the time of blending. When you have that really thick liquid in the blender or in a blend jet, it's easy for that microdose to get stuck on the sides of the blender, and now you've lost part of that dose in the blender itself. So make your smoothie, put your microdose right on top, take it in your first drink, and then enjoy the rest of your smoothie. You can also use it in regular food items. Oatmeal or any hot cereal is a great one. Again, make your cereal, put your dose on top, take it with that first couple of bites rather than mixing it into the whole thing. Simple way to get your protein and your fiber and also your microdose. For those of you that are diabetic or on a keto diet or just trying to limit the amount of sugar that you take in, you might be saying, hey, Charity, peanut butter, jelly, honey, applesauce, yogurt, those all sound super delicious, but that's not part of my daily diet. Well, something that I found that can be helpful in that regard is hummus. Hummus obviously is sugar-free. It's also all natural. This one is a Mediterranean herb flavor, but get whatever you like. You can put some on a plate, actually mix your dose into it if you want to, and enjoy it with your carrots or your celery or your pita chips, or you can just eat it plain. But hummus is a great option if you don't want to have any sugar in your diet. As you go through your microdosing journey, you're going to find what works easiest for you. These are just some ways to start out so that the idea of using ground powder doesn't feel so daunting. To get more community around this and to get some new ideas, consider joining our online groups. Go to growyourownthoughts.org. There's a calendar on the homepage that has dates, times, and Zoom links for all of our groups. If you have a specific question, you can reach out to us through the contact page or through a text message or an email. All of that information can also be found at growyourownthoughts.org. We look forward to hearing what you find works best for you and certainly coming alongside and helping with that microdose.